Hey there, Kathy Olson here with Love Inspired, love-inspired.com, and today I just need to get down to business with you and talk to you about one of the biggest mistakes that you are currently making on your website. And I don't say this to be clickbait. So many people do this, and before I started really focusing on how websites are used, I didn't realize that I was making this mistake too. So a lot of people make this mistake. And if you're making this mistake, don't feel bad. You are with good company because a lot of us have made a mistake and are currently making this mistake. The number one mistake that you are currently making with your website is you are sending people down the rabbit hole. And what I mean by the rabbit hole is the social media rabbit hole. So if you currently have a huge banner or something like that on your site that says, let's socialize, follow us on, subscribe to, any of those things. If you have something really huge on your website talking about Instagram or Facebook or some other kind of social media sharing platform, guess what? You're making a huge mistake because you are sending people down the rabbit hole. Going to Facebook, going to Instagram, you're sending them down the rabbit hole. Even going to Pinterest, you're sending them down the rabbit hole. So what do I mean by that? Once people get to a social media platform, they have a tendency to get lost. And guess what? They're never coming back, at least not for a while, not for a few hours later, until they remember what they were doing in the first place. So when you are getting people to go to your site, you finally get them there. You finally get them to your site. You did all that hard work and then you're sending them somewhere else. If you're telling them to follow you on Instagram or like some things on Instagram, you're actually sending them to somewhere else. You're sending them to someone else's platform. So what you want to do instead. So I'm not telling you that you can't do these things. Of course you want people to follow you. You want more followers. You want to engage with them on social media. But you need to understand it needs to take a back seat for what you really want them to do. So I want you to look through your site and say, what is my number one focus? Am I trying to get them to subscribe, or am I trying to get them to buy? Am I trying to get them to read? And that should be your biggest thing. That should be in your hierarchy of your website. That should be number one. Whatever it is, that action that you want them to take, you put all your chips in that direction. And then your social media should be the very last thing they see on your website, or very tiny on the top or very tiny on the bottom. The problem with it being on the top corner, like a lot of people do, is a lot of people's eyes go that direction. So we read from left to right. So a lot of times people are kind of looking and they go that direction. So if you have your social media up there, that might draw them over there. What is more like you want people to do is have a big button there to have them to contact you or sign up or subscribe or purchase or browse or maybe even search, right? It's a good place for a search box there, but you don't want to be sending them to other places. Another option for you is if you really want to showcase social media, put it on your site so they're not going anywhere else. One way to do this is through one of those widgets or plugins where you actually show your most recent post on Instagram or Pinterest or whatever, but you have them there and they're viewing it on your site instead of leaving to go to someone else's platform. So there you have it. That is the biggest mistake that you are probably making right now on your website. I'm so sorry to break this news to you, but guess what? Keeping people on your website, keeping them engaged and getting them to click on your pages and scroll through your pages more and connect with you even more is going to be even better for your brand and your wallet. As always, I hope this was helpful. If you thought this video was helpful, please make sure to subscribe and like. And if you do have questions, please comment below and I will answer them. Or if you want me to cover something else, another topic that you're confused about, please let me know in the comments and I will. All right, thank you guys. Bye.